Hey guys, my name is Robbie. Thank you for checking out my Sims 3 channel, focusing on videos for the Sims 3 and how to do stuff in the Sims 3. This video I'm going to focus on the recipe books and different recipes that you can learn in the Sims 3 to help enrich your cooking skill. As you can see, I've got a makeshift kitchen set up. I've got it set up outside just for the purpose of the video. And down here at the bottom, you can see I have no skills for this sim. So what I'm going to do is just going to go through different recipes that you can learn to cook while working on your cooking skill. As you can see, going here to the stove, I have the option to have brunch or serve brunch. Also, I want to mention before we go on any further that there are certain times that you can cook certain meals or dishes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring up a sticky note off in the background here to give you list up what the meal times are for the game. And this is according to going with if you have all the expansion packs and stuff packs installed like I do. So I'll bring up that sticky note real quick and let you get a look at it. And as you can see here, I've got a bunch of sticky notes listed here, but this first one is for the meal time, and I've got it highlighted. And you can see that there is listed here for Monday to Friday, the meal times. You have breakfast, you can serve between 1 a.m. and 11 a.m. Then you have lunch from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Then you have dinner from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. And then the second section there on meal times for Saturday and Sunday, the weekend has an extra meal time for brunch. And the breakfast is at 1 a.m. to 9 a.m. The brunch, which is an added one for the weekends, is 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And then lunch at 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then dinner from 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. So if you'll keep those in mind, I'll show you where that will come in handy. And back in the game here, down here at the bottom, you'll see that it indicates what time of day it is and what day it is. As you can see, this one is Sunday at 10:55 in the morning. So going back to the stove, you see, since it is Sunday and it's during a certain time of morning, I have the option for brunch. If I click on that, you see I have the option to make waffles. And going to have brunch, and it has the same thing, since I have no cooking skill. Going to the refrigerator, it has autumn salad listed in there, since it's something you don't have to use the stove to prepare. Then you have waffles. Going to serve brunch, you have the same option. So what we're going to do, since I have no cooking skills, we're going to go to the world map here in the home world by hitting the M button. And we're going to run up here to the bookstore, which is right here, and we're going to shop for books. I'm going to right click on my sim here to zoom into him and center him on the screen, and at the same time it'll follow my sim. And I'm going to run this in fast speed so that we get there quicker. And at the bookstore, you have a pop-up that appears, and you have different filters here for different kinds of books. And since we're focusing on recipes for the cooking skill, we'll choose the recipe filter, and you'll see that there's a list of all the books here that are available. As I hover over them, it'll show you what cooking skill is required to read that book, and it'll show you your current cooking skill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and double click on all these books that are shown here to add them to the right side in the shopping cart. And another note, if you notice below the title of the book in the pop-up, it shows how many pages that book is. And the more pages the book is, the longer it will take to read that book. And even though, as of right now, I'm not able to read any of the books because I don't have the cooking skill required, I'm going to go ahead and purchase them so that I have them on hand. them and pause the game. We'll go to the inventory down here at the bottom, the little backpack, by clicking on the little backpack, or you could hit the I button, whichever you prefer, and you'll see that these books are now added to my Sims inventory. And as I said, I'm not at the level to read those books right now since my cooking skill is at 0. I'm going to go back home and I'm going to place these books in the bookshelf that I have at the lot that I set up. And to do so, you just click on the book in your inventory to select put away. I also want to mention that while working on your cooking skill, you'll learn various recipes automatically when you hit certain levels in your cooking skill. And what I'm going to do is bring up some more sticky notes to show you some different recipes and when you can learn them and how you learn them. As you can see back on my desktop of my laptop, I've got the sticky notes here, and I've got the breakfast and brunch recipes highlighted right now, and I've got, as you can see, the name of each recipe for the breakfast and brunch recipes, and it tells you what level you learn these recipes at. And as you can see, some of them say, like the fruit parfait, 4 from book, which would refer to you learn that recipe from a book at once you get to level 4 in the cooking skill. And as you see with the waffles here, it's listed at 0, so you already know that one. And then over here on the lunch and dinner recipes, if it was lunchtime or dinner time, as you can see this first sticky note with the meal times, the autumn salad is available at lunch and dinner before you even start learning to cook, as is the grilled cheese at lunchtime only. Then you got hot dogs, mac and cheese, and also we got the dinner recipes, which none of those are available before you get any skill level from cooking. The first one is the fish and chips, which is available at level 3 from the recipe books that I bought at the bookstore. And the same for the dessert recipes. The first one you can learn at level 3 from reading the recipe book from the bookstore. Down below those, you can see that I've got different expansion packs listed here and what recipes come from those expansion packs. Like this one I've got here highlighted for World Adventures, and it shows the first one listed as a cheese plate you can learn at level 1 if you travel to France, which World Adventures gives you the option to travel to different worlds. But I'll talk about the expansion packs in a different video. This is just showing you the recipe for the purpose of the video. And I also have listed in there what type of dish it is, like the cheese plate's considered a dessert, and the bouillabaisse, or I'm not sure how you would pronounce that. You'll learn it at level 3 while in France, and it can be prepared at dinner time only. And the same with the frog legs. And the crepes, level 8 in France, can be prepared at breakfast and brunch. Then you got some other ones that you can learn while you travel in Egypt for lunch and dinner, and then a couple in China for lunch and dinner. And down below that, I have the recipes that come with the Supernatural expansion pack, and all of those you learn from a book once you get to a certain level of cooking. Then if you happen to have the Seasons expansion pack installed, you get the pumpkin pie recipe, and you learn it once you hit level 5 in cooking. I'm going back to the game now, and as you can see here, I've taken a second to get my cooking skill to level 10. I'm going to open up the skill journal here by hitting this button to the right, or you could hit the J button. And that's going to open up the skill journal for the cooking skill. And if you scroll down here, you'll see that it says your recipes known, and my mouse is acting up a little bit, and it shows what level you learn those recipes at. If you recall, I mentioned that there's a lot of recipes that you learn while you're increasing your cooking skill. You can see that there's quite an extensive amount that you can learn while you're mastering your cooking skill. I'm going to close that out. I'm going to go in here to the inventory again. I'm going to take all these books out of the bookcase that I put in there earlier. Select take all. It's going to take the books that were already in there as well. I'm going to close that out. We're going to go through these books since they added to my inventory the ones that were already in the bookshelf, and scroll through and find the recipe books. And here's the first one. And I want to also mention that once you read a recipe book, all the recipe books are one-time use only, meaning only one sim can read them and then they vanish. And if you want another sim in your household to make use of that recipe book, you'll have to go purchase that recipe book again in order for another person in your household to make use of that. So I'm going to go through here and go back to the skills tab. If you recall, my cooking skill is mastered now. I'm going to select on each one and select the option for read. We're going to go through and read 8 of these books at a time, since you're only allowed to queue up 8 actions at a time in your action queue up here at the top left. I'm going to right click on my sim so we're centered on him and follow him. We're going to unpause the game and go through the books. And as you can see, the meter above my head indicating how much of the book I've read. And while we're sitting here going through these books, reading them, we'll also mention down in the bottom right corner of the video, feel free to hit that button to subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos for help with your Sims 3 and getting ideas and tips with the Sims 3 with my other videos. And as I said, each book you read with the recipe book, once it's finished, that's it, that book is gone. And if you want to share that knowledge with another sim, you'll have to purchase the book again from the bookstore. Or if you're high enough logic, you could have the option to share that recipe, the knowledge of that recipe with another sim, which that will be in another video as far as sharing recipes and knowledge. As you can see, the little message up in the top right corner saying that I've learned how to make certain dishes just from reading the recipe book. As you can see, that book's going pretty quick because it didn't have very many pages, whereas this one's taking a little bit longer because it has more pages in it. But as you can see, I'm going to scroll through the inventory here and you'll see that those books that I read are not down here anymore because I made use of them by reading them myself. They're nowhere in the inventory, they're gone, and that's it. So I hope that this video has helped you to learn how to get recipes for your Sims to make food with, and giving you the ideas of where you can find recipes. And I'm going to go back to the skill journal and you'll see now that there are more recipes listed in here that I know from just the 8 books that I read. So I hope that this video was helpful to you and gave you ideas and everything on how to increase your knowledge of cooking. And I hope that you'll hit that subscribe button and be sure to check out the links down in the description if you need to complete your Sims 3 library with expansion packs and stuff packs. You can check them links out, buy them, the expansion packs and stuff directly from Amazon. And I hope that you'll check out my other videos for the Sims 3. Until the next video, y'all keep your Sims happy and keep them taken care of. And I'll catch you with the next video, and thank you for watching.